Um, I don't really like the idea of calling my band Dave Baxter. I mean, way rather have a band name because that way it can kind of turn into a band. And that's kind of what it is. Like Avalanche City is more like a band now than a solo artist, Dave Baxter, I think. Um, and also like there's the whole merch thing. I'd feel uncomfortable if I was selling T-shirts saying Dave Baxter. Like it's way easier. I feel more comfortable hiding behind another name. Yeah. Alice played harp on a couple of tracks, and then there's two songs, "Ends in the Ocean" and "The Streets," where I got a group of drummers to bring their floor toms in, and we did like a big group drum session. It was like a solid week of me recording by myself in the hall, the country hall, and that was all the instruments. So I did all the tracking for the album in that one week, and then the next couple of months was me trying to do the vocals. I think that I didn't really have too much of a plan. I finished the album all together and then released it all together as one. I didn't really kind of like slowly release tracks or anything like that. I put a couple of tracks up so that people could hear the album before it was available for download, but I just released it all as one. Didn't really have any plans, just kind of wanted to see what would happen. Well, the funny thing is that the band that I'm playing in now versus the band that I was playing in like 4 years ago is completely different. Yeah, I've always written lots of different music. I write for TV and documentaries and stuff like that, and ads and stuff. So I've got like a background in lots of different genres. So yeah, I was playing that style of music, and that style of music, hardcore, is lots and lots of fun to play. But this is kind of something that I really wanted to do personally, like just have something that I could experiment with and kind of call my own and stuff. So that's what Avalanche City is. I actually, when I was growing up in high school, I used to listen to Deftones a lot, like Adrenaline and Around the Fur and stuff, but also like some Swedish metal. I listened to In Flames quite a bit. But then I guess it started changing, and I started listening to lots of different things. So Coheed and Cambria, and Death Cab for Cutie, and then it's kind of just expanded from there. No, this is my first time in the US actually. It's exciting. It's quite a fun place. It's quite different from New Zealand, and it's really cool. I mean, the biggest thing that I was looking forward to was in LA. Was just eating lots of Mexican food. That was like my big excitement. Yeah, no, I was really looking forward to that. And then New York is the bagels. And I had a bagel for breakfast this morning, so that's the big thing. Yeah, there is. So we've got a 6-piece band, and it's drums and another guitarist, electric guitar, and keys, and accordion, and me, bass obviously, but the guys kind of swap around instruments a bit. So there's banjo, which is like a cross between a banjo and a mandolin, and there's ukulele and stuff like that. So it's quite like a bit of an instrument swap kind of thing going on. I'm not really sure. I'd like to involve the band in the recording session, but I enjoy the writing process, and I enjoy playing with all the different instruments myself. So I mean that's kind of what Avalanche City is for me. Is it's like my little project that I hang out at home and create the music. But I'd really love to definitely involve the band in the recording process for sure. Well, I guess it started when TV2, which is one of the big TV stations in New Zealand, picked it up for their theme song for their brand advertising. And then from there, it hit radio and got to number one and sold a lot of singles. And yeah, it's really kind of taken off, and it's been a really big surprise for me. I don't actually, to be honest, I don't really listen much to radio because the radio in my car is broken, and I work as an engineer, as a job. So I'm constantly around music, so I don't actually get to listen much to radio. But I've had lots of people telling me that it's always on radio and stuff like that. So it's exciting. It's cool. So at that point, I think we'd just. It was the album was already out and it was available for free download, and then they picked it up, and that's kind of the point. I think they picked it up about a month after it had been released. Well, maybe not even that. Maybe about 3 weeks or something like that after it had been released. There are a few songs that didn't really make the record, but I mean they're like old songs or songs that are unfinished. But one song that I did actually record for the record that didn't end up making the record, we ended up releasing as an iTunes bonus track.